I just want to kind of shake off the day. So whatever your day has entailed today, that might be sitting down all day long. Maybe you have been laying around on the couch. Maybe you've been on your feet all day. Whatever it is, just take a wide stance, or any kind of stance. It might be the feet underneath the hips. And start to take the arms just side to side, kind of just allow yourself to become limp. And you can maybe bring the head into this, any bit of movement. Maybe come forward a bit, sticking the hips back, and taking these little half circles here, allowing the arms to dangle. And you might bring this into kind of a forward fold, bending your knees, releasing the crown of the head. You can bring your hands to opposite elbows. Good. Whatever bit of movement, you can circle the head. And I start to slow this down. Breathing. Bring your hands down to the mat. Take your toes wide, heels in, sink your hips down into a Malasana squat. So here again, any bit of movement that it takes for you to kind of get into this posture, move into it. So that might be you're up and you widen your stance and you kind of rock side to side, moving your hips a little bit closer to the ground. Maybe your hands support you here. Very nice. Finding space in the spine, in the front of the body. Inhale. Exhale here in your squat. Noticing sensation in the physical body. You might feel tightness in the groin, the inner thighs. And whatever that sensation is, wherever you feel this in the body, just stay there with it. Just for one more moment, take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands forward. You can lift up onto your toes and walk your feet back, bringing your knees to the mat. Sit back onto your heels, taking a child's pose. Resting the forehead down onto the mat. Arms are long. And again, you might take the hips softly side to side. You might walk your fingertips further out, away from you, releasing any bit of movement, noticing the physical body here, what energy you have remaining from your day, coming into the evening, into time where we're just letting things go, settling down. So allow yourself to surrender, to release, and maybe that's a sigh. Maybe you consciously release something that you've been holding on to today. It could be a mental or emotional something. Taking a few more rounds of Dirga Pranayama. So breathing into the belly, ribs, chest, throat. Exhaling down all the way to the bottom. And you might softly draw your belly button in towards the spine. Good. And then inhale, filling up. Notice how the breath expands the physical tissues. Two more rounds here. Inhale, round up to all fours. You can bring the knees underneath the hips. Hands underneath the shoulders. Lift up the head and tailbone, finding your cow. And exhale, rounding through the spine to your cat. Inhale, lifting up, cow. Exhale, bringing it back. And then take this motion again anywhere else in the body. So that could be side to side, you can barrel roll. You might send the hips really far forward and find yourself in like a high cobra. You can bring the hips back to the heels, again for your child's. So paying attention to your body and moving in a way that's going to help you shed your day to transition into your evening. Just let go of anything that's no longer serving you in this moment. If you need to even things out and move in the opposite direction, go ahead and take a few breaths to do that here. Wonderful. Once you feel even, return to your tabletop. Walk your hands forward of the shoulders. Grip the mat. You might spread your fingers wide. And then tuck the toes. Lift your hips, lift the knees. Reach your chest back towards your thighs. Finding your downward facing dog, maybe with a really deep bend to start. Piking your hips up. You might move the hips side to side. Pedal the heels. Relax the jaw. Just scan your body. Breathe. Notice where you feel the breath in the body. And find a still dog. Good. So, gripping the mat, wrapping your triceps back towards the thighs. Allow the heels to lift. Bend your knees deeply. Pressing into your hands, reach your chest back towards your thighs a little more. And keeping your chest as close to your thighs as you can. Bring the hips up towards the sky. And then, as much as it's available, lower the heels down to the mat. You might notice maybe a difference in the backs of the legs. Continue to wrap your triceps back, shining the elbow eyelets forward. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look up to your hands. And walk your feet forward. Finding a standing forward fold at the top of the mat. You can rest the hands wherever it feels comfortable. You might come to opposite elbows. Any bit of movement you'd like here, take that. So I encourage you to be curious, playful. Don't be afraid to move or explore, see what it feels like. This is the time to do that. It's the time to release. We don't need to carry on into the rest of our evening. Go ahead and release the hands to the mat if they're not there already. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, reach the arms all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. And pause. Notice where you're making contact with the mat, where you're grounding down through the feet, and you don't need to change anything about it right now. Just notice. And taking one more breath here with the thumbs against the heart. Noticing the breath here on the fingertips. Signs that we are here alive, well, and with all the possibilities of this moment. So let's practice and play. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to your plank. You can lower the knees for your chaturanga. Lower yourself down halfway. Inhale, upward dog, back bend of your choice. And exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Nice. Taking a few deep breaths. And can sway the hips, can move. You don't have to stay in a still static posture. So again, if it suits you to shimmy shake, you do just that. Inhale here. Exhale all the way to the bottom. Inhale, look up to the hands. Step, hop, make your way forward. Halfway lift, go long through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, grow long, slide the shoulders down the back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop back, flow to your dog in your way. Lovely. Good. Very nice. And know you always have the option to opt out of that. Take a modified version, hold your plank. Tune into your inner teacher, your inner child. Here in your downward dog, take 2 more rounds of breath. You can sigh, letting it go. The breath can be audible. And inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, bring the foot in between the hands. Back knee comes down. Inhale, reach the arms up for Anjaneyasana. Here you want to make sure the heel is firmly planted into the mat. So if you need to walk it forward, go ahead and make space for that. And then draw the right hip back. Lovely. Great hands-on adjustments. I love it. Very nice. Engaging the inner thighs together. Can you tone and lift up through the low belly as you reach up through the fingertips? Nice. Keep planting that front heel down into the ground. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands come together down through heart center and twist towards your right leg. Keep pulling the right hip back, and you can stay here or hook the elbow over your right knee. Nice. Soften your shoulders down your back. You might slide your left shoulder and your right shoulder flat onto your back. Here, maybe tuck your back toe. And you can stay with the knee on the ground, or with your twist, lift your back leg. Nice. So now you're in like a twisted high lunge. Very good. Yeah, a little bit of a challenge. We're letting go of the craziness of the day. We gotta like stir some stuff up. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the knee down to the mat. Everyone, arms reach up, Anjane. Exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Lift your back knee and step back to your dog. If you'd like, you can take a flow. Do what feels good. What is going to serve your practice? Nice options, everyone. Right. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, foot in between hands. Back knee comes down. You can keep the back toes tucked. Arms reach up. Find your Anjane. Very nice. Here, you might bring your heel or your foot slightly forward so that your heel is underneath your knee. Softening your tailbone down to the ground as you lift up through the low belly. Breathing here, always breathing. Okay, can you lengthen space out of your ribs and pelvis? So yeah, lengthen up a little bit more. Inhale here, you've got it, everyone. Exhale, hands to heart center. Twist towards your left. Keep pulling the left hip back, and maybe you hook your right elbow across the knee. Soften both shoulders down the back and lengthen through the crown of your head. Here, you might draw your belly button in towards your spine. Lengthen through the spine and maybe find a little deeper twist. You can stay here with your back knee on the ground, or if you'd like, tuck the toe, lift the knee. Pull that left hip back. One more breath, you've got it. Inhale. Exhale, bring the back knee down. Everyone, bring the arms forward and up. Nice. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step it back. Make your way to your dog. Very good. In your downward dog, reconnect with your breath. Nice. All right. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bring the foot in between your hands. Good. Keep your back knee lifted. Reach the arms, torso up, finding your crescent. Woo. Plant your big toe. Here, soften your tailbone down. Lift up the low belly. Find a neutral pelvis. Arms can reach up or stay at the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right. We'll keep the arms open. Reach the right arm back, right hip back, engaging the inner thighs together. Inhale, arms reach up through crescent. And exhale, bring your back heel down to the mat. Open up, warrior two. Nice. So here, adjust your stance even more. Warrior two is kind of a wider stance. Your back toes will be pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Your foot is making like a T. So heel to arch alignment. Send your front knee in line with the middle two toes. Very nice adjustments. Feel a deep opening through your hips, inner thighs. Y'all look great. Sending the gaze past your front fingertips. Lovely. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, reach your front arm forward and back, peaceful warrior. Keep sending the front knee forward. Let it weight on your hand at the thigh. Maybe the hand comes behind the low back and rests on the right thigh crease. Very nice. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, roll the hands down to the mat. Step back to your plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, lengthening the legs out long behind you. With the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows hug your ribs. Press the pubic bone down into the mat. Inhale, lift the head, chest, heart, shoulders, cobra, coming into your cobra posture. And exhale, softly lower down. Inhale, lifting up, maybe lighten the weight on the hands. Soften the shoulders down. Exhale, release the upper body. One more time. Inhale, lift up, maybe the hands lift. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. Lift yourself up to your plank, hips back, downward dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, foot in between hand. Inhale, reach the arms up, crescent. Exhale, twist, opening the arms. Nice. Inhale, reach it up through center. And exhale, bring your back heel down, opening up, warrior two. Very nice. Like, I don't know if it's just me because I'm wearing like an entire sweatsuit for some god-awful reason, but I'm pretty warm. So hopefully this is warming you up, helping you let go of what doesn't serve, right? We're burning away all of that. Nice. Okay, thank you, Paula. That's making me feel better. Nice. Inhale here. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, reach forward and back. Find your peaceful warrior. Lovely postures. Very good. Can you ground firmly into that back heel and engage the thigh away from the mat? Front knee is directly in line with your middle two toes, and you might look ahead that you can see your big toe. Good. You've got it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Step back to your plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog. Exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Okay. I don't know if the video is a little glitchy, but keep on breathing. And inhale, look up to your hands. Step, hop your feet forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up to stand. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. Very nice. Pausing here. Taking a few rounds of breath. Maybe tuning in. Noticing what is the same, what is different. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to your plank. Hold your plank, pressing into your hands, sending the heels back, engaging your quads. Lift up through the low belly. Inhale here. Exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the knee behind the wrist, shin across the mat, and settle down into your pigeon posture. If you like figure four instead, you can take that. Nice. When you stay on the hands, you can lower down to the forearms. Nice. This is the perfect pigeon song. Yeah. Getting into the hips. Those lovely juicy hips that hold so much. Very nice. Love to see you all rocking out. That's great. Yeah. So here, as you're in your pigeon and you're just staying with sensation, whatever that is, you just remain in the seat of the witness. Just watching whatever arises for you. And maybe that's a story that's been kind of with you throughout your day, and that's okay. Good information to have. And in this moment, can you, as you observe, allow yourself to not get attached? It's easier said than done. It is all a practice. All right. Make your way up to your hands. You're gonna make your way out of this posture however it suits you. That might be tucking your back toes, bringing the back knee in, pressing into your hands, take your right leg back behind you, and maybe you come into a three-legged dog. Maybe you flip your dog, moving into a wild thing. Maybe you just circle the knee. Maybe you find your downward dog. Whatever it looks like is what it is. Nice. And then you'll find your downward dog, both feet on the mat, and let that side go. Taking a breath in between sides, pausing for a moment. And inhale, bring the left leg up. Exhale, knee behind wrist, settling into pigeon on the other side. Good. In here, you might get a little playful. You might kind of rock side to side, settling into this. Notice what's going on in the knee, in the hip, wherever else you might have sensation that's catching your attention. And with that information, invoking your inner teacher, and whether that's appropriate for you. And then settling in. See, and this is a great song for pigeon on the left side. These are perfect pigeon songs. Very, very yang and yin. I love the time on my mat. It really is for me the place where I can watch, and I get a lot of information on where I am mentally and emotionally, where my reactions are in the moment. And maybe you've had that experience where you just realize the narrative that's been going through your mind all day, and that you weren't really aware of what it was, but you were very much caught in it. And that happens to everyone. It's like part of just being alive and part of having an ego and being a part of the world we are a part of. And again, this time on our mat is the time where we can step back from that, and we know we can step back from that safely. We don't have to hold on to, being in control of everything or being in the muck. We can safely step out of it and watch and gather that information for later. And we'll take a couple breaths here, and you'll start to move and make your way up onto the hands. And make your way out of this posture in a way that serves you on this side. And that can maybe be through a three-legged dog. Maybe it's a wild thing on this side, even though there wasn't one on the other. Nice. And moving into your downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Lower the knees down to the mat. Lower yourself all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the chest, soften the shoulders, elbows down. Exhale, release the chest. Press into the hands and sit back onto the heels, finding your child's pose. Breathing into the back space of the body. Inhale, come up to all fours. Bring your knees forward. Tuck your toes and sit back onto your heels. Yes, the good old toe stretch. Man, and this is so good for your feet. So good for the rest of the body since it's all a connected chain. So showing our feet a little bit of love. And you might not do this very often, so sensation might be very intense, and that is okay. Just breathe, stay with it. You will not be here forever. You won't even be here for a whole minute, I promise. It might feel that way, and you're like, this has been well over a minute. She's been talking forever. No, it's only been 10, 20 seconds. One more breath. A full yogi breath. Come forward off of the toes. Gently pat the feet out. And then you'll come to a seated position. That might be bringing your legs out to one side. Maybe you cross your ankles and you roll, bringing your legs out in front of you. And finding a bound angle here. Soles of the feet together. You might start with your feet wider, further away from your body. Finding length through the low back. Inhale. Press your pinky toe edges into each other. And then exhale, fold forward. Nice. Walk yourself upright. Take your hands to the outsides of the legs and bring your legs together and then extend them out long. You might take your hips back. You can bend deeply into the knees. Find lift through the low back. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Nice. Here, can you soften wherever you might be holding? Can you relax your shoulders? Can you soften the skin in between the eyes, the jaw? Release wherever you might be able to release. It's kind of allowing gravity to hold you here, so your fold might not be very far forward or maybe very deep, but that's okay. Just let go. You don't need to strive anymore. You don't need to cling to anything. Inhale, bring yourself upright. You'll bend your knees. Shift your hips to the middle of your mat and then open your feet up, your knees up, feet together, finding again a bound angle, but with maybe the feet a little bit closer in towards your groin. Yep, great. Inhale here And keeping a long spine, you might lean forward. You can draw your gaze down towards your mat so that you lengthen through the back of the neck. Bringing your peace fingers to your big toes. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. And then maybe here, you lift your feet up off the ground, finding a balancing bound angle. Yeah, and if you roll back, that's okay, because that's where we're going. So it's all good. And you might take one leg out, maybe the other leg out. Maybe you go for both. Nice, all right, way to go. Okay, so here we're going back. Now you can release your feet if you want to. You're gonna make your way back to your back, and maybe that's just by going for it. Whee, here we go. And you find yourself, very nice, in your happy baby. Good. So that's one of my favorite transitions, is just rolling myself down. I feel like that's going to be good practice one day. Nice. So here in your happy baby, again, you can straighten one leg, the other. You can rock side to side. You might find stillness, just resting, knees drawing down towards the ground. It's all good wherever you find yourself. You might be ready to just find a little bit of calm. And bring your feet together, hug the knees together and into your chest. Extend the left leg out long and draw the right knee across the body. Arms can extend out to the sides. You might rest the shoulders down onto the mat. You can turn the gaze away from the knee. Surrendering here into this posture, into this moment. There's no need to change anything about what you're experiencing. Just be present for it. Inhale, guide the knee through center. Hug the left knee into the chest. Extend the right leg out long. And bring the left knee across the body. Once you feel even and ready, you can guide beneath your center. Might hug both knees into the chest for one more little embrace here. Might feel nice to rock side to side. You can bring the feet down to the mat. And extend the legs out long, finding your Shavasana. You can support yourself any way that you'd like to here with props. Add any layers, remove any layers you might need to find comfort. Begin to deepen your breath. And start to bring small movements into the body. I reach the arms up and overhead, stretch the body long as if you were getting up. Good, and then making your way to a seated position in your way. Good, very nice. And maybe joining the hands together at heart center. Bowing the head, bringing the mind and heart closer together. Pausing for one more moment to just be here, present, aware of whatever is going on. And feeling the heartbeat under the thumbs, the breath on the fingertips, signs that we are here alive and well and with all the possibilities of this moment. Thank you so much for joining me, for sharing your practice with me. Namaste, my friends. Yay!